Hello to all you yids out there. This is the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans Podcast, a podcast from a bunch of yids to all you yids around the world. And like the four of us here, I am sure you are Tottenham supporters that are slightly bewildered, slightly disillusioned, slightly frustrated, slightly unsure of what comes week after week. Just when we think we're taking a step forward, we take two steps back. It's myself, Lee Terrier, Matt Kerr, Kevin Dennis, TJ Smith. Lads, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously talking about the Forest game. It was a disastrous one, if I'm being honest. And the social media, which can be a petrol bomb at the best of times, is alight with talk about what happens next. TJ, I'm going to start with you, mate. Lost in the Forest is what we put as our headline. That was exactly what it was, but it was very, very bad, wasn't it?
Mate, I was in York with the missus doing ghost tours, man. And I'll tell you what, they weren't even as frightening as Tottenham's performance in the Forest, mate. It was fucking awful. I was walking around pubs, right, trying to find a game. Because now I'm showing it. Obviously, I didn't realise how big a following, by the way, there was for Newcastle in York. I know they're relatively close. But yeah, there was quite a lot. I don't know if it was just everyone's there for the Christmas markets or whatever, but there was a huge Newcastle fan base in York on over the weekend. And yeah, it took me so long to find someone showing the screen that I gave up. Because as I was looking, the goals were going in. And I was like, fuck that. I am not going to sit down and watch that in front of all these Geordies and Macklin fans. Yeah, so I don't know, mate. Like, do you know the hardest thing about doing this podcast is doing this podcast when we're this inconsistent? Because it's like one step forward, two steps back. You get a little run together. You go away to Newcastle, get a result. Then you beat Brentford well. You beat Prague well. And next thing you know, you've got probably the best away form in the league. You go to Forest, who are struggling. I know they had a few results like a couple of games ago, but they're struggling in the league. And you get made to look like you're in a relegation battle. Oh. That's how we played. There was just I don't know what to say, mate.
I mean,
in the same boat. We're all sitting here thinking, what can we do to change it? What can we do to change it? And I don't know, man. I'm at a point with it where I don't know. I should come on here with a lot more conviction about what I'm saying, but to be honest, the inconsistency of this team is making me rack my brains. I just don't know what to do with this team.
But that's the whole point. Now, when I started, I'm like, we don't know what to be. Is it bewildered, frustrated, angry, disillusioned? I mean, what is it we think? I'm looking at the stats here. They had 15 shots to our 6. More importantly, 6 shots on target to 1. The total touches inside the opposition box. Forest had 24 against our 13. They won more duels. They covered.
But Lee, can I say something, Chart? The worst thing about this is my lack of give a fuck.
Yeah, as well. That's it.
Like, I'm getting to the point where like these results happening, I'm going, oh well, another one.
Yeah.
Like, and do you know what I mean? That sort of performance would normally have me on the floor, and but it didn't ruin the weekend. Me and the missus went out for a nice meal afterwards. I was still happy because I've got so used to the inconsistency and the expectation that this is going to fucking happen to us every now and then. Why are we like this? I just racks my brains. It's more the expectation that I can see it coming now, and it don't even shock me anymore. I just don't know where to go with it, mate. I'm kind of resided to expecting it from Spurs now.
It is a shame, and like I saw a tweet today. It was like, outside of those 10 games to start Postecoglou's era, like there's been this sense of real, before him, with Conte and Mourinho even, and even Poch to a degree after the end of that Champions League season. It's just felt there's a real inconsistency, a real not knowing who we are week by week. And that disillusionment as well comes from the fact that we won a trophy. Everything was beautiful, and it seems to be just imbalanced. Matt, when you look at what's happening, and after the hedonism of what happened with the Europa League, what does it get you thinking when things like this are happening often? You know, the XG thing keeps coming up a lot, and we just don't look like we've got any real conviction.
No, I think we're poor. I think we're a poor outfit. I think there's so many players in that squad that's underperforming, shouldn't be nowhere near that squad. I even look at like Archie Gray. He's never going to make it at Spurs, mate. I know he's a young kid and stuff like that, but he shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be starting in the heart of our midfield. Like, where's Bergvall? What's Bergvall done to not be getting minutes anymore? Like, what's happened to him? Like, I just sit there and I think, I don't know, Matt. I think we're bang average. I think we're a bang average mid-table team now, and it's sad to say, right? I look at our team. Xavi Simons, we've bought him in. We've bought Kudus in, yeah. I get it, and you can't change the front four all in one hit. We've changed two. It's unfortunate we've lost Maddison, Kulu, Solanke, but right now, every time Xavi Simons gets the ball, if we don't get the ball out to Kudus, we never look like we're going to score. So that's why our XG is so low, because we're just attacking down one flank every single game. It's so predictable. You've got either Odeber or someone on the left. We've not created one chance, I think, from that side. Everything goes through Kudus. So I think it's a priority. We have to go and get a left winger this window. And it's not this wishy-washy wonder kid that's going to be a wonder kid in a couple of years. We need to sign a proven Premier League like Semenyo. We should be all over that, trying to get that deal done now. Like, I just look at that team, man. I think we're just bang average now, mate. It's sad to say, but we missed the boat when Poch, Conte, and Jose were there. When we didn't Conte and Mourinho at that point, when they're serial winners, when we didn't back them properly, we've missed that boat. It's gone. And since then, it's just been the decline massively from there. We won the Europa League. It papered over a lot of cracks. But, mate, I look at that squad now and I honestly see a lot of bang average players. And it's not like what it was under the Poch era and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? The team has just been neglected after neglected. And like TJ said, mate, like Spurs lose now, and I'm like, I don't even care anymore. If Frank got sacked tomorrow, I couldn't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't care who's the next manager at the minute. There's this disconnect between the club and the fans massively at the minute. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
It is a real fear. And Kev, you know, someone who we've talked, you know, glowingly about your journey away from home and enjoying those nights, Newcastle, the fun that happens with it. You know, but it is at one step forward, two back. Matt touched upon it there when we talk about Thomas Frank. How he talked about the players, but he also talked about Thomas Frank and if he was to go. What are you seeing from this manager, and is it convincing you enough? Is it more around the players, or is the manager not getting a tune?
It's at the moment for me it's a mid-table club with a mid-table manager with mid-table players. Everything feels very mid-table. I always sometimes think when I look at teams like Everton and you know I know teams like Southampton, all them sort of teams that always languish down the bottom, Fulham, and I've always wondered, what is it like to support them sort of teams where you really every year you have fuck all to play for and you just sit in the bottom half. You win, lose, draw, lose, draw, win, lose, draw, and you sort of stay up and you're that mid-table bottom side. For the first time in a long time, I feel like we are that at the moment. I think we are, like Matt saying, we're a bang average mid-table side. We set up like a mid-table side. We set up to not lose, but to not win games. So that doesn't send a great message. So, I mean, I think this is the first time in a long time, and I'm going back to managers, the ones you just mentioned with the last few we've had. I won't put Nuno in that because I didn't really get to know him too well. But I'll go back as far as like AVB. I think this manager at the moment for me is the only one that really worries me of where we're going. Because there is a disconnect. I still think that team that goes out there yesterday at Forest goes and plays better than that. I don't know if it wins a match because you don't know what you're going to get, what TJ's saying, but it's the fight that's not there at the moment. It's the substitutions that are strange. I look like some of the players are confused by what he's doing. I just think it's all it's a big bundle of a mess at the moment, and the results are really starting to show that as well, and the body language of players and coaches, XG stats. It's it's just looking very mediocre at the moment. And I mean, listen, if we're talking about having him in or out, I mean, he definitely deserves a transfer window to see what he can do. But I think I think all he's got is this transfer window to really sort it out and have a strong end to the season. Because if this team finishes out of Europe and finishes 11th, 12th, or 10th, I don't think that's good enough for his football club. And I think he's got enough talent there in his team at the moment. This is even before we go into January and buy players. I think he has enough talent in there to be playing better than what we're playing at now. Whether that's the way he sets up, whether that's the way he motivates players, his in-game tactics can be questionable. I mean, there's so many factors of it. I don't know if one January transfer window can get him out of the shit. But at the moment, we're not buying what he's selling. And that's a real problem. And that's the first time I've felt this about a manager so quick as well. So, yeah, I'm with the boys. I mean, obviously, we'll still fucking go away and we'll go home. But sometimes it ain't just about the football. It's about what you said about the Newcastle thing. It's about going out, seeing your mates and having a good old jolly up and experiencing them things. But in terms of the football matches at the moment, I feel like I'm watching a lot of football teams, and I watch a lot of football, and I'm watching a lot of teams have something that we don't have. And for me, it's desire in football matches. I'm watching Wolves the other night against Arsenal, and we know what sort of shit state Wolves are in, but they're defending well, they're resolute. They're having a go. They're fighting for the ball. They're fighting for tackles. I don't see our players doing that in any football match at the moment. And that's the worrying thing for me. And yesterday was probably as bad as it gets in terms of playing against a team that you should be beating. I could accept it. Well, I can't accept it against Arsenal and Chelsea, but I kind of expect it. But teams like yesterday, Nottingham Forest, I think it's really, really poor that we can't give our fucking away support that was there. And that was a mad fucking away support there, Jesty. And how loud they were. I don't know if you've seen the videos of the concourse and everything else. But they don't deserve us. And they get away with it. And we've always gotten away with it because we're a nice club and we let average players sit on wages, don't ship enough shit players out, not ambitious enough in transfer markets. And we've got a stale squad. And that's because we haven't done things right in the previous transfer windows. So,
Kev, on that though, mate. Sorry to interject, but do you not feel like we had a good transfer window? Am I the only one sitting here feeling like in the summer we all come back and thought we done all right in the transfer window? I don't feel like we missed that in the transfer window. We maybe needed a striker, but aside from that, I actually thought we looked at that transfer window. You're bringing in Paulinho, you're shoring that position up. You're getting these boys on loan. I'm sitting here thinking, I thought we had a good transfer window, and then all of a sudden maybe it's because the players haven't lived up to the expectation. But I just don't. Do you know what it is for me? I think that maybe he's not got the dressing room behind him at the moment. That's my issue.
I don't think he's got the best out of current players that are already there as well. I think there's a few players that he's struggling to get the best out of. I mean, the players we've brought in, I think we're expecting Xavi to come on at some point. I think Moani looks like our best player at the moment. He looks really fresh, fit, looks like he wants to fight. Paulinho obviously has been a success, but there are some stale players in that squad. And I think they ain't playing at their best. And obviously we'll talk about the goalkeeper at some point in this. But the goalkeeper, the other end of scoring goals in the number 9 position, not good enough. I think Kudus has gone slightly off the boil. Archie Gray, maybe too big of a step for him at the moment. Big fan of Bentancur, has his good games, but also has his bad games. Pape Sarr hasn't got the best out of Pape Sarr. Doesn't give Bergvall a chance. Likes to sub Jed Spence when I thought Jed Spence was probably one of our best players yesterday and brought him on for Ben Davis. Doesn't get the best out of Pedro Porro. I've seen Mickey van der Ven make mistakes. I mean, it's a bit of a clusterfuck when it all goes to shit. And I don't know if he's that manager at this moment in time I'm not saying sack him, but I just don't know if he's the right manager at this moment in time to get the best out of what he has. I think a good transfer window will save him, but there's still no guarantee that we're gonna kick on no matter who he gets in, because it'd be down to his man management, you know.
Well, this is the thing.
TJ, lucky enough, we did have a good transfer window, mate. We'd be proper in a relegation battle right now.
Can I just say, I was talking to my old man today, right? I got back from York with the missus this morning, and my old man called me just to see how it was and all that. And obviously, he comes onto it and went, "Do you see that fucking shit yesterday?" It's literally how he talks about it. And I said, "Yeah, of course." I said, "Fucking is what it is." He went, "Mark my words." He went, "Listen to me." He goes, "I know you think I'm an armchair fan," and he went, "You can say this on your podcast as well," because he hates it when I say it. He goes, "But they will be near or nearabouts a relegation battle this season." He went, "They ain't got the mentality to pull themselves up the table." He went, "It's not just the manager, it's the players as well." He said, "They don't give a fuck." He said, and that's the problem. That's why, he goes, "There's no fight or bollocks in that team." There is exact words. There's no bollocks in that team.
I mean, what it is, I think what it is, we've had too many of these really empty performances in terms of fight. And I think that's where TJ's alluding to about the dressing room and how much do they want to go out and fight for him. Has he lost a bit of that? I don't see no fight from anyone. And we've had it in too many games now this season where we've been knocked out and we've been hit on the chin really early and haven't recovered, haven't decided to get back up on our feet and fight back. And I think that's the worrying thing at the moment. I mean, I think a lot of players are confused by his substitutions. I mean, listen, I'm not going to come on here and say he needs to be sacked. I'm not, because I said to you, he needs a transfer window. But the early signs for me are worrying, you know, and other managers have had that and then they've gone on to stay and do great. But if you're asking me at the moment, football can change quick. But at the moment, I'm quite concerned of how much he can get out of these footballers and the starting lineup choices as well. Like, I mean, why doesn't Palhinha play? I don't understand. He puts Palhinha on that bench so much. Why doesn't Bergvall play? I mean, these are the sort of players that we want. We know that are going to drive forward with the ball. And this is where people will come into him about being negative, playing two older midfielders at home and this, that, and the other. I don't know. Listen, I think we're lacking quality in certain areas of the football pitch. It's clear to see. But there are players out there that shouldn't be performing the way they are. And he has got to find that solution while he's in the job to get our best players, first of all, playing, selecting in the starting lineup, but also getting the best out of them on the pitch and not hooking them off or not playing them for whatever reason it is. We haven't got a game for another week. I don't understand why certain players didn't play. I don't understand it.
I think I look at him and I go, I think he's an intelligent man. I think he understands the game. I know he knows what he wants to do. I think it's a big job for somebody who's come in from Brentford, who, no disrespect to Brentford, but different kettle of fish. You know, you're overachieving if you come 10th. So this was a very different kettle of fish. You're coming into a team that's just won a European trophy, that's just come off, whether you like him or not, a manager that was all about heart, all about passion, all about desire. You know, whether or not he was gung-ho, you know, that the talk of and we could talk all night about that. But what he did deliver was what he wanted people to do for that shirt. And, you know, an embodiment of that is what Van der Ven done on the line that time when Vicario flapped in the final. That element of being able to be there and give everything. And, you know, rightly or wrongly, I think they listened to that. I think what you've got in this kind of manager here, I don't know if he's a type of manager that delivers a real stern talk when things are going wrong. And I think if you don't get that at times, then you switch off as players. You know, the Chelsea game was a real eye-opener when these two players and someone in, you know, Jed Spence, we've heard about attitude problems before, but when you hear it about Mickey van der Ven, when you see what he is, the sort of ideals he sort of upholds, and for him to just walk off, and, you know, whether that's he's pissed off, you know, in the heat of the moment after a game, I totally get it. But to sort of just, you know, shrug off the manager and stuff like that, spoke volumes to everybody who's seen it since. And that doesn't just go away. Do you know what I mean? I
think what people are worried about, I mean, we've done a poll today regarding, you know, back or sack, and a lot of people messaged in as well. And, it seems to be quite a familiar theme of people saying that he's kind of turned us into a bit of a Brentford, like a Bolton of old, where it's a bit, we're hard to beat, but we don't score enough, but we'll sit there and even at home we'll try and sound out a 0-0 against the best teams. I think that's where he's trying to. Obviously, he's come into a team that ship goals for fun, but we also score goals for fun, and he's took that away to concentrate on the back, which he has done in certain games. But you look at games like yesterday, and they look fucking foul. So he hasn't really mastered that, and we aren't scoring goals at the other end. So I don't really know what we are at the moment in terms of, a lot of people saying he don't know his best team at the moment. I mean, we're 5 months in. Should he know his best team by now? I think he should. And I understand setting up against certain teams away from home, depending on things, but performances like yesterday and the home games that we've lost as well against, for me, teams that are, I'd like to say mid-table sides, but we are that. So should I be surprised that we're losing at home to Aston Villas and your Bournemouths and everything else? I don't know. But at the moment, we are not the team that I think that the supporters want to see. And it's that thing about wanting to sack Ange. You kind of sometimes wish for something, and then you sort of think, was it really the right thing to do? Who knows?
But Kev, you've already alluded to it earlier in what you said as well. Like, we've got fuck all up top. There's nothing up there. Like, Kudus is the only outlet, and for me, that geezer's playing like he's fucked every week. He's fucked, that geezer. He looks like he ain't got any fitness in him at the moment now. He's worn out, the geezer. I find like he's struggling in games. That Newcastle one was a big one for me. He looked fucking well off it. And as soon as you take away your only outlet going forward, yeah, look, Javi Simons has come on a little bit. Like, he started showing it in games, like a bit more of what we're expecting from him. But you can't rely on these like players like all the time. We don't have an out-and-out striker. It doesn't exist in Tottenham at the moment. We don't have someone who's going to walk in the team and score even 10 goals a season, let alone 20. I mean, up until a couple of weeks ago, VDV and Romero were our top goal scorers. What the fuck? Like, if that doesn't speak volumes for you about your team and its performance, there's clear issues going up top. And as soon as you start breaking at the back, it's only going one way, because you're not. If you need to score first and foremost to win games.
I mean, his excuse is going to be obviously the window's shut, and he's kind of got what he's got, and which I half understand. But
what's wrong with Solanke as well? Honestly, like, Geezer's been out for fucking months now. What's wrong with him?
Players like Richarlison should have gone a long time ago, and they should have been replaced. And that's what's coming back to bite you in the arse now. We haven't got rid of players that we should have. We haven't strengthened in positions that we should have. So, I mean, in January, if a forward isn't bought and a left winger isn't bought, I mean, like you said, Tej, I don't know where our goals come from at the moment. Kudus is burnt out. I know you've got Kulusevski coming back, but how long is that going to take for him to get going? I don't see goals from our centre of the park. I don't see goals from Simmons. I don't see goals from Matthias Tell. I don't see goals from Odobert. So yeah, it's really just try and keep a clean sheet. We won't score, but let's try not to concede, and we are conceding, not scoring, and that's why scorelines happen like yesterday.
But these performances have been here all season. Like Everton away, let's be real, we should have got beat. Like, we scored like a couple of set pieces that changed the game, but Everton had chances. Leeds away, I'd say, yeah, okay, we should have beat Leeds away. Like, so we should. They're just a championship team come up to the Prem. But these performances have been here all season. Like, we're seeing Ben Davies take corners. Like, if there's not a player, like, I love Ben Davies, but if there's not a player in the academy better than Ben Davies right now, you might as well shut down the academy. Surely, like, there's someone better than Ben Davies.
Didn't you boys understand that sub yesterday? Because I was fucking scratching my head with that one. It's a straight swap, but for what reason? I mean, Jed Spence yesterday was probably our best player on the pitch. How can you bring your most attacking fullback off for Ben Davies? I mean, no disrespect to Ben Davies, I love him. He's been there around. He's Mr. Thing and all that. I get it, but why is he coming on at 2-0?
He's not the player that's going to come on and drive you forward, is he? In that moment, he's a player you bring on to score it up.
The geezer hasn't played for so long. What sort of message are you sending out? The message I got from it was, it's 2-0, we're done here. Ben, do you want some minutes? That's how I got it. And I'm thinking, we're fucking 2-0 down. When the fuck did Spurs give up at 2-0? Home or away?
Yeah.
It's just them little things are what people got the ump about. And he doesn't like the questions. He he obviously doesn't like the question. He snaps at the report yesterday about Vicario and this and the other. But
Did,
what does he expect? You've got players making constant mistakes, especially in that area of the pitch, and it's not being addressed. And we're losing football matches, and we're not scoring goals. What do you expect everyone to be like? But frustrating, man. I felt sorry for all them boys and boys and girls that went there yesterday. Fucking felt sorry for them.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, we can't forget now. We've got Liverpool next. Like, when we are talking logical here. Why is Davis coming on at a time when we've got to push for it for our most attacking fullback? We go play Liverpool next at home, team that have been a bit disjointed, but are after this week 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. Looks like things are looking okay for them. If he loses that, I mean, we sit here again next week.
We will lose that game, Lee. We will lose that game.
And that's
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. It wouldn't surprise me if we turn up against Liverpool. Would it surprise you, boys? A team that we haven't beat for fucking ages, like got a decent result against, and I could see us going and get a result.
We are making Liverpool this Saturday. We're going to make Liverpool look like the team of last season, and they're going to completely destroy us.
Yeah,
and if that
totally
happens,
agree.
If that happens at home, it's on telly, 5 o'clock, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you a question, Lee. Let me ask you. I'll prove a point. Kev, you going?
No.
Matt, you going?
I am, mate. I'm taking Flo because I feel like I need some luck.
I thought, I didn't think he was going. I'm not going. No one wants to fucking go home anymore. Nobody else speaks to
wants to
go to home games.
Flo wants to go, so I'm going to take Flo. And
yeah, of course, it's different.
But Matt, what you're saying, Matt, is would you go if Flo weren't going?
I'd have to go, mate, because they're not selling on exchange.
But what is the ticket? I'm gonna, as we're talking here, what's the ticket?
80 quid. 80 quid in my seat.
But are there loads of tickets available?
Yeah,
low.
Yeah, loads. No one fancies it, Lee. No one fancies it because one thing, you're going down there and there's a lack of atmosphere. So you're going down there and people are just, it's not like, you just haven't got the old, like, get up and go, like we're getting results and, we're in for something this year. Everyone's kind of resided to a poor performance. And then the performances are poor anyway. So it all compounds itself. It all feeds off each other. You've got poor performances, poor atmosphere, and it's all in. It's just a bad day out now. Like, I went down there. I'll tell you what, the Prague was actually a good night. I went down there, Prague. I saw a few of the boys in the pubs afterwards. It was nice, yeah? But it wasn't the game that was the bit that I enjoyed. It was the meeting the boys going down the pub. I started to see where Yik Yak come from all them years ago. When he's going, I'm only going down there to meet up with the boys. And that's kind of what I see it as at the moment. Like, the game at the moment is secondary to seeing my mates at the moment.
But like, that's the thing,
and I feel like a lot of people feel like that.
It weren't long ago, when Ange started, you can buy a ticket for love nor money. You couldn't, or you were buying it for double and half the price.
Especially if you bought
we saw over that May week, from people that go every week or who are, just local supporters, that there is a love for Tottenham there. That parade showed an absolute love for Tottenham. The atmosphere in that ground of the Brighton game after the final was memorable, unbelievable. An appetite is obviously there in the ground if the players turn up. But what's happened here, again, is we've got out of that bubble of the Europa League and new managers come in, and really, it's the same old shit. It's the same old shit. So, when now we look at the players, what I'd ask then, Cheech, starting with you, is out of that lot, who really do you think deserves to be wearing that Spurs shirt? Because we could start with Vicario, and I'm sure, I'd like to get your thoughts on that. But who earns the right to wear that Spurs shirt week in, week out, because they are going to give you something?
Honestly, I think the only player I felt like that for the entire season, there's a couple of players I've had splashes with, but the only player that I've actually sat there and thought every time he gets on the pitch, he's fighting and I see a bit of bite in him and everything, is Lucas Bergvall. And he's not even getting minutes. So, listen, Van der Ven, Romero, they've had great performances. They've been fantastic this season. But if you're talking for someone that gets on the pitch and gives their all, I feel like Bergval's the only one at the moment for me. Like when he's on that pitch, I can see he's hunting the ball down. He's looking for passes, forward passes. He's looking to make something happen. I don't see that from other players. And what makes it worse is this is a player that doesn't even get minutes. He's not even 100% on the team sheet every week. So when I'm seeing this, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's hard at the moment with these players because they all get their head down and they all look pissed off and look fucked off all the time. And when it starts looking like that, it all feeds, the negativity feeds into the dressing room and it's contagious. And then all of a sudden you've got a whole team of players who are not really firing on all cylinders. And, you know, all it takes is, and this is the Premier League, best league in the world, highest standards, highest intensity. You have one day off, it hurts. You start having a few, you're in trouble. And that's where relegation battles come in.
But then, Kev, like sort of a slight deviation to that question, really looking at it is, they had that meeting, these players, about how the fans react to them. You know, the fans have every right to do that when you're paying, you know, as Emilio Gaskin says here, £80 to watch us get dicked week in, week out. What did you think of that sort of meeting that they had about the fans? And what does it then stem into you about who you think deserves to wear that shirt?
I mean, we touched on it. I think you might have been away, Lee. We touched on it.
I think it was when I was away, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll say it again. I thought it was a fucking disgrace. You know, you're talking from my own personal experience of someone who's followed them everywhere for all these years and put myself in debt to go and watch them and everything else and put everything into them. The club is on my brain. I'm obsessed with it. I make my kids obsessed with it. It's what I think about every fucking moment of every day. I'm that kind of thing. So for you to tell me that I need to back you when you've played shit, you can get fucked massively. And I lose all respect. And I've lost respect for players like Porro, who says things like that when you don't give me performances. I don't think anybody has a right. The only time I expect a player to bite back is if someone's been a fucking abusive to them, been racist to them, and sent them all that shit, trolling, and then fair enough, come out and slag your fans. But do not slag us fans off for paying our hard-earned fucking money to watch you churn out that shit. And it's a fucking disgrace. And I think that's where we are at the moment with terms of player mentality. I think they're too protected these days. I think they're not. They don't care enough. I think they care about other things. They put other things before football and before passion. I talk about social media and all the shit they've got to do outside of the game. I just don't think it is. And I blame our club for some of that as well, for allowing it to happen. And this is why we struggle to get rid of players off the books, because our club make it too easy for them to stay. Not ruthless enough in getting rid of players. Always penny pinched, and you know that's Levy in many respects. So all of that, I just, you know, it frustrates me when I see that and I hear that, and then players that go out on the pitch and give us performances like they have at Arsenal, Chelsea, and Forest. I think them three performances are horrific, and I think yesterday's one was even worse. Probably because I knew or thought it was a game that we should have at least drew. Or play well and maybe drew or won. And sometimes they're the most frustrating ones where I think, you know, we just finally turned a corner. Are they now going to show a bit of passion in this run up to Christmas with the January transfer window coming up? But no, they don't. And I question whether they care enough. So if they think I'm wrong for that, then I think they're an absolute bunch of cunts for thinking that. And I think it's all wrong. And yeah, when you're talking about players playing for the badge, at the moment, I agree with Tej. I think Lucas Bergvall is one who doesn't get any fucking minutes. I think Palhinha I'd put in there, actually, in terms of fight and ability. Everyone else, I think, are having a bit of a stroll around, and I don't know how much they care about their poor performances. And I think that's where we're going wrong as a club. Is this the manager to shake them up for that? I don't know. But we need players back. We need rejuvenation. We need Kulusevski back. We need new signings. We need something to change everything. And then we'll see. But yeah, I think we need to judge them at the end of this season. But they need to be active in the window to change things. And like you said, Lee, all it takes is a few wins in there, and everything changes in that stadium. Your away support will always be there. It'll always be like that. Whether you're 18th, 19th in the league, they'll always go away and they'll always support you and they'll always sing for you. But unfortunately, at home in the stadium we've got at the moment, they need to be playing well for everyone to be happy, and so right they should, because of the prices we have to pay. We should be playing better at home and in derbies. So. Yeah, I think it all needs to be better all round. But yeah, don't have a poppy as supporters.
Saying that, then, Matt, we are coming up to January. We are coming up to a time where this is unknown territory for us. We've had 25 years of Daniel Levy controlling the purse strings. We don't know if this lot, the Lewis family, are going to be different. Vinay's in charge now. He stuck behind Arteta when he was in charge of Arsenal, when it looked like it was going wrong. It seems, from what I read, again, it's only social media, but a lot of news comes out that he's behind this project of Frank. How much realistically can we as fans expect to see happen in January, or how optimistic are you as an individual Spurs fan?
January's hard to bring in players anyway. So if anyone's got release clause, we should be in for them if they're like proven players. Like this Semenyo triggers in January, doesn't it? So you can go and buy him. I think we need to be all over that. And if he goes Man City, then we need to go and buy Savinho from Man City. Like we have to show some type of ambition this window and bring in at least 2 players to try and get us into, like, even if it's Europa Conference League, we're going to need to try and do something because we're not going to get top 4. So, mate, 100% we need 2 players. Look, we've got Kulu coming back. We've got Solanke coming back. Again, they're going to be on managed minutes. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be back on the field till like probably January, February, even when they come back. I've been hearing Solanke's back in training next week since September. I don't know what's going on. But look, with regards to it, we have to show some intent this window, mate. Otherwise, I don't know, mate. You're going to see a very empty stadium, that second half of the stadium, because I think fans will start protesting just by not going. I think it will come to that point now.
Well, and it might have to, but this is the thing. We can only hope that they look at it and go, right, it's not started very well. Thomas Frank probably didn't get what he wanted in the pre-season. Obviously he's a massive fan of Eze. However that went, who was at fault for that? Was it Levy? Who knows? We've got to hope that January is strong. Yeah, of course now.
Yeah, fuck no, he won't go to them anyway. He's a gooner anyway. Fuck him. He won't go to them anyway. Like, no,
but in saying that, then, when you say, Tej, that you reckon you could see a Liverpool victory, our 3 games over Christmas are Liverpool, the only home one, this Saturday, 5:30, away to Crystal Palace on the 28th, and then away to Brentford on New Year's Day. 9 points available there. You say Liverpool, because of the way of fate, would probably turn around and win it. But realistically, then look at those other away games, and look at what we've done. It has been better away from home. We were top in the away table. But
we were.
How optimistic are you with that Christmas fixture list?
I mean, how can you be? Like, you can never be like 100% on anything with Spurs. Like both ways, like losing or winning. And this is what I mean. It wouldn't surprise me if they go out there and all of a sudden turn up against Liverpool. Like it's that fucking hot and cold with Spurs at the moment. And I don't know. Like, I'll be honest with you, there's not many performances I've looked at this season and thought we've been like amazing. I've not watched a single game and gone, we fucking blew them out of the water in that game.
Man City weren't too bad.
City, City away. I thought we fucking had, but we got their number every year, so that one's done anyway every year. But it's hard. Like, I mean, me and Kev are going Brentford away, so we better fucking win over there. Just New Year's Day as well. I'm missing my New Year's Day dinner for that, so they better fucking win over there. But no, honestly, all jokes aside, like, I couldn't even give you a number, Lee. Like, I really couldn't. I like. Hopefully, they go out and get something against Liverpool. But again, I'm saying this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win. But equally, I don't think they're going to. So, Palace away at the moment. Palace is a strange one. They're a little bit like us, like not that great at home, but really good on the road. But they're back up there now. They're back up the table amongst the numbers. Fuck knows, Lee. Honestly, it's so hard, mate. Like, honestly, 4 points, maybe. Like 4.
Saying that, that's fair. 4 points, Matt. Is that good enough for you from Thomas Frank? 4 out of the 9?
I think we get 3 or 4. I don't think it is good enough. Are you
happy with that and him if he gets that?
Yeah, I don't think it is good enough. I think, look, I'm not Frank in, I'm not Frank out at the minute. I'm just numb to it. I couldn't care less what happens right now, yeah? but those who scream the loudest always wins. And social media is in an absolute meltdown right now with Frank out. So he needs not 4 points to go for him to keep his job. He potentially needs 6 out of 9 to go into that window into the new year. Otherwise, fans are going to be screaming for his head even more. And you know what it's like. No one wants the bad press.
I don't think they'll get rid of him, Matt, at all. No matter where we are in that table. No, not this season. No, I think he'll be judged at the end. I mean, I think the guy who's the bloke, the
Vinay.
No, not Vinay. The other guy who's the Lange. He's really close with him. Been like best mates with him for a long time. So, I mean, I think they'll give him the year. I think everyone deserves a year, but it's like, I mean, if we were rock bottom in Wolves' position now, I'd say yeah, it'll happen. But I think why there's a window there and why there's players coming back, I think he'll be there to the end of the season, and it'd just be about how he finishes the season, where we finish. I mean, if we finish, like I said, if we finish out of Europe, for me, that's not acceptable. No way.
No, I agree. But Lee, with Liverpool, I think we'll go 1-0 down pretty early, mate, in the first half, and you're going to see that stadium turn. And I think we'll end up losing to Liverpool. We'll make Liverpool look amazing. Like, they've been shit all season, and we'll make them look unbelievable. Crystal Palace away, that's a tough game to go. We're not Man City that can go to there and win 3-0. Do you know what I mean? Like, Palace will give us an absolute quality game. I think if we can get a point there, that'd be a very good point. Like in the scheme of things. And then Brentford away, again, they're going to be on Thomas Frank's back. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be on our back. I honestly think if we don't win that, we might get a point. I can see us probably getting 1 point out of 9, boys. And that's the truth.
And is that good enough to, you know, like, I know you're saying Kev to keep him, but is that good enough? Because I look at last December.
It's never good enough, Lee. It's never good enough. Yeah. But with Spurs, you don't know what to expect. And I think, mate, do you know what, Lee? I don't even know, mate. I don't even know the answers.
It's the thing. Last year, Ange had it on him by this time. 1st of December, he drew 1-0 with Fulham at home. Lost to Bournemouth in a terrible 1-0 away on the 5th. Lost at home to Chelsea 4-3 when we were 2-0 up. Drew at Rangers. Smashed Southampton 5-0, 5 in one half. Big quarter-final against Man United 1-4-3. Then lost to Liverpool. Lost to Forest on Boxing Day. Drew at home to Wolves on the 29th. Then lost to Newcastle on the 4th. It was dour, but he won the big games. He won, you know, he won in the League Cup. He won the quarter-final. He beat Liverpool on the 4th of January, 1-0 in that semi-final first leg. He got the point at Rangers. He beat Southampton 5-0. If we get
even that Southampton team, Lee, they were going down for being the worst team in the league at that point as well. Yeah, and we still got a result. Wolves have come to Tottenham and got a point. One of their 2 points is against Spurs away. What does that tell you? That's fucking terrible.
I see a stat earlier. This time last year, Ange was better off. More goals scored, less goals conceded,
and more points.
Than what we did, and more points and stuff. And we've spent over 100 million to try and improve that team, and we're in a worse state than we was. Like, and I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, I look at it. I'll be honest. I think if we don't pick up a point in 3 games, yeah, I mean the performances better be good, because if they're like yesterday and we lose those games, I don't know how you can keep someone like that.
Yeah, I think we need to brace ourselves for it. I think we do. I'm with Matt. And I mean, I don't see us getting anything at home to Liverpool. I could see us possibly losing at Palace and maybe nicking a draw at Brentford. I mean, could draw at Palace as well. I mean, I'm thinking 2 points out of the next 3 games, and it's like, is that good enough? I mean, like I said, he won't be judged until he has that transfer window. But then, if we get a couple in, people are going to be expecting miracles from January. So that's when it's going to be really testing times, February, March. But then at that point, do you sack a manager at February, March? Are you going to be able to get one in? Probably no. It'll probably be an interim manager at that point. So this is where I think he'll get the end of the season. But I do think we should buckle up for a fucking bumpy Christmas. I really do. But where we're so inconsistent, who knows? Could end up with fucking 6 points out of the 9. Who knows?
Well, that's it.
But if you had to ask me now, 1 or 2 points.
Yeah. So I spoke to our good friend today, Steve Perriman, because I saw a picture of him with some Spurs legends, one including the magician, Maurizio Pochettino, just messaged him. I said, "Oh, Steve, it looked like you had a great time." He gave all his regards to you lot and our listeners, which was really lovely. And I just said, was it?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely." And I can't lie, and I think I shared it in the group. It was quite heartwarming to see Pochettino with those legends. I think Ozzy was there as well. You know, people that were there well before his time, but I think he got it. I mean, if we had to keep Frank until June and then bring back Poch, you know what I mean? I know this is a long way away, but I wouldn't be disappointed. I miss Pochettino.
He's been trying to bring Poch back since he left. Lee's been trying to bring him back for ages, honestly.
Was it last year when he was singing his name down the high road? Was it last year?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
After the game, everyone's had a look.
After Forest.
No, listen, honestly, all jokes aside, like, I'm kind of with Kev. You got to give the geezer a year. Like, there's no point fucking doing this chop and change merry-go-round. The only reason you sack him is if you're in a relegation battle. If all of a sudden we end up in the bottom three, that's a place Tottenham can never be. The club we are, the history we've got, we can never be considered to be relegated. It's just not in our, like, we can't have that. So if that starts happening, then things need to happen fast. But as it stands, he's picking up the results here.
How far are we off the drop?
Let me have
At 10 points, isn't it? I think it's West Ham.
Close. We're middle.
Yeah,
we're bang middle.
We're in 11th with 22, and 13 is what West Ham have got.
Yeah,
so we're
it's about 10,
9
9
points.
points.
Yeah. Listen, like, this is what I mean. This is another thing as well. Like,
That's
and we are like this as a fan base. We do get on their back game by game. Like, we had the results against Brentford, Newcastle, Prague. Everyone's like, "Oh, we've hit a purple patch. We're gonna fucking move on now." And then bang, we have a bad performance against Forest. All I'm saying is, don't try and see the bigger picture at the moment. Like, we are a team that are in transition. There's a lot of fans that have come from the Pochettino era. It's like where they've had the bulk of their adulthood and their life watching Spurs, and that's their expectations. And so it fucking should be, by the way. But there's a few of us a little bit older than you boys who have known it to be shit, watching Arsenal fucking win everything, watch it getting beat by Chelsea home and away all the time. Like, these are not alien things to us. We had a little purple patch under Pochettino. Last year was fucking miracle, unbelievable thing in the Europa League. But we are in a bit of a rut and a bit of a transition. What we need, and what I said at the beginning of the season, a successful season will be getting back into European places. I would even go into that Conference League quite happily. I would. Because in my opinion, if we're in that, we should win it. Like, there's no reason a team like Spurs should not win a trophy like that. But being in Europe, playing European football, having that mentality 2 games a week all the time, that is a must. You start finishing, like someone in the comments has said, if you finish in the bottom half, would you keep Frank despite the squad being poor? I don't think so. I think European places is the minimum requirement here. If you don't get that, then you ain't getting the right out of this, the right mentality out of this team for me. So that's what it comes down to. European places is the goal. Everyone who's like hoping for Champions League, I personally think your expectations are too high at the moment, given what we've got.
Yeah, unless we win it. But,
but again, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be the greatest day. But I mean, look, it's been a really good dissection, lads. I think this is what it had to be. You know, breaking down the performance was one thing, but to really just dissect the club and where we are as a moment and what the disillusionment or frustration, anger is there was all about. I think it's been great to do that. I mean, the one thing I would want to leave a bit on a positive high is, you know, any experiences of good Christmas results, good Christmas times as Tottenham fans. Has anyone got a story about a Christmas fixture, a Christmas drink up as a Tottenham fan, whether you're together with different people, you know, any good games that you can remember? Tej, any that you can remember from the get-go?
I always got, and Kev hates it, but I always go back to the New Year's Day against Chelsea.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Kev hates it because obviously he missed out, but listen, if you're a regular to the podcast, you know Kev missed that game. He lost his ticket. But for me, that's the best kind of like festive period fixture I've been to. Because we just utterly dominated them. 5-3 in the end, I think it was. But we just, like, the goals were fucking fantastic as well. Like, absolutely brilliant. And to do them as well, like, loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think we've had bad runs during the festive period normally.
The last couple of years haven't been the best. Under Potts, like there was 5-0 wins. I remember at Wembley we won 5-0 on Boxing Day. I think it was Boxing Day 2017. I think it was. I mean, I'm just checking now, but I'm sure under him we picked up 5-2. We beat Southampton on Boxing Day of 2017.
Beat Palace a couple of years ago, didn't we? On Boxing Day, and Eze got sent off.
That was it. Yeah.
So there's a. Did you know? I don't know if you know this, boys. There's a rule about fixtures around Boxing Day. So they try to make teams players like as close as possible to each other.
What, for policing or
for travel?
I think trains.
For travel reasons. So that if you look at the fixtures on Boxing Day, not always, but they tend to be like you wouldn't play a team in the north of the country on Boxing Day normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they tried to make it so that you play teams relatively
we always used to get Norwich and Ipswich and all that around Boxing Day.
Always, yeah.
Always Norwich. Norwich was always a big one over Christmas.
Yeah.
Ipswich we lost to 2 years in a row, around 2001, 2002. I remember that. Oh, horrible. Especially 2001, 2002. We were in a really good place. I was watching an old ITV match of the day. It was called the Premiership, wasn't it? It was on YouTube the other day, and I was watching. We beat Fulham 5-0. I don't know if any of you were there. I was there when Ferdinand got the Premier League's 10,000th goal. He got it early in that game. Whoever scored first on them 3 o'clocks, that day was going to get the 10,000th, and Les got it. And we went into that Christmas really good, like 3 points off top 3. And fucking Ipswich done us, and then we just we obviously got to the League Cup final, but it really petered out that season. I don't
think we've had 5 shots all season now, have we?
I don't think we have, mate. I'm looking like now we beat Bournemouth at home 5-0 at Boxing Day 2018. Again, that was at Wembley. Smashed them, absolutely smashed them. Ericsson sung.
Boxing Day is normally good for us, I think. But we ain't playing Boxing Day this year.
No one is. I think there's only one game, isn't there? 8 o'clock game.
Yeah, do you know the way? That's another thing as well. The way the fixtures have fell, there's actually big gaps between fixtures for this festive period. So you've obviously got Liverpool this weekend, then it's like 8 days to the next game,
and then
obviously New Year's Day like 3 days later, which is like that's 3
days after that Villa, the Cup, which is now of extreme.
You got Sunderland first, didn't you? Before that,
have we? Oh right,
Sunderland at home on the 4th, I think.
Oh right, yeah.
So you have got Sunderland like 3 days after that.
Oh man, it's huge. Yeah, so Brentford away 1st of January, Sunderland at home 4th of January, Bournemouth away 7th of January, Villa at home 10th of January. Wow, 4 games in 10 days in January. Mad.
January's going to be big because you've got the Champions League games as well still.
Yeah,
and we need a result in them. So
and West Ham and Borussia Dortmund also.
I kind of don't want 2026 to come around, boys.
Oh yeah, you go to a New Year's party, everyone's doing all that anxiety, and you'll be like, "No, I don't want it, mate." Happy New Year, kissing you like, "Nah, mate."
Matt's going to walk out when they start counting down. He's going to walk out the club.
I'd rather stay in 25 when we won Europa League and things were happy. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like listening to the fixtures in 2026. I'm thinking, oh fucking hell!
I'll tell you what, Bilbao feels such a long time ago.
Like
in 5-6 months, I feel like we've been fucking drained. It just feels like a bit of a distant memory. And I mean, one of the lads put it in the group chat the other day, and like the fan reaction of the final whistle when that stadium, and it just made me fucking feel a bit emotional. And I just feel like, we need that again. And I just think we're quite far away from that to have that.
Don't worry, Kev. Don't worry. 26, 27, we'll definitely win a trophy, mate. It's either the Conference League or the Championship, but we're winning one of them.
That'll do, mate. That'll do.
We'll take it. No, but lads, great dissection tonight. I think it's really good that sometimes we come on here and we just break down where we think the club is, and I think we've done that. We've highlighted who we think wears that shirt, where we think the manager is going to go, what the future holds for us in terms of transfers. All of it's going to come apparent within the next few weeks and couple of months. But on to Liverpool. Let's see what we get. We'll be back next week, and hopefully, this it. We'll have another step forward, and hopefully that will kick us on, because it's the faith you got to keep. If you are going, listeners, get behind this team. Get behind the team. Do you know what I mean? I know it's hard. I know it's expensive. I know it's bloody Christmas, but if you're there, enjoy it and enjoy it as much as you can, man. Because I think I totally understand where Kev's coming from. You lot give everything who go week in, week out, especially home and away. So they've got to give something back. So let's hope that everything just feeds off each other and it's a good pre-Christmas fucking result. But until then, we'll be back next week. Hopefully beating the champions and moving on. It can be dire, but we can get better. This has been the Heart Now Spurs Fans podcast. We will see you next week. All the best. Come on, you Spurs.